Whoa.
Whee! Whoa.
We just about witnessed an accident, but we are safe. A car was trying to pass somebody on a corner on a double yellow and just about hit us. A new adventure begins. This episode is going to be in the North Cascades in northern Washington. And what's going to make this interesting is we've decided to do the North Cascades in May, which is arguably 4 months too early. We have no idea what to expect. We think that there's going to be quite a few road closures and limited access to where we can get, but we're excited to go check it out. And we invite you to come along and go see another slice of God's beautiful creation. Let's get going. This video is part of a series that showcases the month or so that we are spending in the Pacific Northwest living in our converted Sprinter van. In this video, you're also going to find 3 helpful lessons on traveling in Canada, and stay tuned at the end for some bonus photos from some of my photography. And for those of you that are only here for the Tilly footage, here is an insider tip. Look for those Tilly Easter eggs at the end of every single one of my videos. This adventure actually begins in Canada. As you saw in our last episode, we were on Vancouver Island. That was actually about 4 days ago, and since then we spent a couple days in Vancouver and a couple days in Whistler. You're not going to see any footage or content from those locations, but that's by design. We had a great time. It was just a fun time to kick back and relax. Those were some really beautiful locations. We're headed south now. We're driving down Highway 12 in British Columbia. We're going to be crossing over the border into Washington later this afternoon. Our first destination is the Mount Baker ski area. We have no idea, again, what to expect there, what kind of access, if the roads are going to be closed, but we're really excited about the views that we might get of the Cascades from there. So let's go check it out and head over there. We're about a half hour outside of Mount Baker. We still have no idea what it's going to be like up there, what the conditions are. What I do know is it is looking extremely cloudy where we are right now. So my guess is telling me the mountains that we're going to be wanting to take photos of are shrouded in clouds. But we're going to keep heading up there and we'll see when we get up there what we got. We're about 10 miles out, and to be honest, everything is looking pretty good. In fact, there's some sun shining through. There's no sign of snow. We've had a few rain sprinkles. While we're doing the drive and you're waiting for us to get there, let me share 3 things that we learned today. The first is road construction in Canada can set you back like an hour. We had a stretch on Highway 1 that closed down to 1 lane, and we basically had to stop at a stoplight for almost literally an hour. So that was lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is Costco in Canada only accepts MasterCard. We did not know that, nor do we have a MasterCard. So a little bit of an awkward moment at the checkout when we had to leave all of our groceries behind. And then the third thing we learned is you cannot bring eggs in from Canada to the US. So our 10 eggs that we had just recently purchased in Canada are now sitting at the customs office at the border. So there you go, 3 things to keep in mind when you are in Canada. We're now 2 miles out and we're starting to see some evidence of snow, but still it's not too bad. So I remain optimistic. All right, now there's definitely snow. So I still think we're gonna be able to stay up here tonight. At least that's our hope. And we'll still get some good photography. We're still getting some intermittent rain, and there's quite a bit of clouds. So I'm not too sure how good the photography is gonna be this evening, but yeah, we're excited to be getting into this area and checking it out. So that is the mountain that we came here for, to photograph. This time of day would be the ideal time to photograph it. You can see that the top is shrouded in clouds, and just past these trees is Picture Lake, which To be honest, I was expecting to be covered in snow. I was kind of hopeful, but it is of course covered in snow. If you were here 2 months later, you would get an incredible reflection of the mountain in the lake. This is one of the more sought after photographs in this region. So still gonna try to make some photos here, see what I can do. While there's still a little bit of light on the mountain, I just wish the clouds weren't shrouding the top, but there is more snow than we were expecting on the drive up, but it's still a beautiful location and we are excited to be here. There's a parking lot as part of the ski area that allows overnight parking before the summer. I think May 15th is the cutoff, so we're gonna stay here tonight and should be a good spot. It's just before sunrise, and that is Mount Shuksan. A little different from last night when it was completely shrouded in clouds. This morning, no clouds, which is not ideal either. So the life of a landscape photographer. Still beautiful, still gonna take some photos here. It's a good morning. Well, we had a good night sleeping here in the parking lot. All in all, this is a beautiful location. You know, the conditions weren't the best for photography, but still very beautiful. Had a great time. We're gonna head now down the mountain and head into North Cascades National Park later today. Well, we are headed down the mountain, and like I mentioned, we're headed to the North Cascades National Park, which we're excited to go explore and check out. There's one main road that goes through the park. It's Highway 20, and for the past 10 days or so, I've been checking the road status every single day because a pretty good stretch of it has been closed for the winter and for snow removal. And we got some great news this morning. It's actually opened as of 10 a.m. this morning for the season, and so the timing couldn't be better. We're excited to get down into the park, explore. We still don't know exactly what to expect in terms of the conditions and how much snow there's going to be and how much access to stuff we're going to have, but we're excited to go explore another national park. So we're down the mountain and we're headed to Bellingham to run a few errands, do a little bit of shopping, and one of the things we know we need to solve for today is fresh water. We ran out last night and we've been doing quite a bit of research this morning to try to find some options. We use iOverlander as the app that we use to try to find things like where to fill up with fresh water, and unfortunately, it's not showing us any options anywhere near here or where we're headed today. So we're not sure what we're gonna do, but we're gonna keep our eyes open and see if we can figure something out. The Maple Falls Visitor Center to the rescue. Couldn't have worked out better. We were driving by and we saw a spigot on the side of the building, and I went inside and asked the lady. She could not have been nicer and offered up the water, had a really nice chat with her. She's actually from Colorado. Sometimes you just got to keep your eyes open. We didn't see anything on iOverlander anywhere we were going today for water, and so we were a little nervous, but this worked out. We had a really productive day in Bellingham. We just got some showers in at Planet Fitness. We got all of our grocery shopping done. Ran a few other errands, but it's now about 5 o'clock and we're just now headed up to the national park. It's going to take us about an hour and 20 minutes to get up there. We have no idea where we're going to sleep tonight, so we've got to solve for that. We've got a couple ideas that we're hopeful. One of them is a campground in the park that it's first come, first serve. They only have about 20 sites open right now, so we're pretty skeptical that we're going to get a spot there. But we're going to try, and if not, we're just going to have to get creative and figure something out. So regardless, we're excited to get up there, get up into the high country, explore the park. So we're looking forward to it. Well, my skepticism was unfounded. This has actually worked out quite well. We're at the Goodall Creek Campground, which is just inside the park. And there's only 2 other groups here at the campground that has 19 sites. And not only that, but it's free right now. So we feel like we totally scored. We're just gonna settle in here for the night. We're gonna cook dinner now, try to get to bed early and get up early in the morning, probably around 4:30 or so. We're gonna drive up the road a bit to try to find a sunrise spot. It's a early morning wake up. We're gonna drive about a half hour down the road to Diablo Lake to try to capture sunrise. We'll see how this goes. So we're at the Diablo Lake overlook. We're all set up and just waiting for the sun to come up. Unfortunately, there's very few clouds in the sky. I'm actually looking southwest right now, so hoping that when the sun comes up, we get a little bit of light on these mountains here. But we were hoping for a little bit more clouds to get a little bit more light in the sky, but we'll see what happens in the next 20 minutes or so when the sun comes up. Regardless, this is beautiful. The sun is up now, and we did get a little bit of light on the peak tops, but no real color. There are some wispy clouds up there, and for whatever reason, they actually didn't light up or give any color. Still a really beautiful location. We've been driving the Cascade Highway this morning through the national park, and it is stunningly beautiful. The mountain peaks and everything is just gorgeous. The road is pretty cleared. We are a little surprised that they only opened the road yesterday. I mean, there's clearly snow up here at the top. We just went over Washington Pass, but it's pretty clear. Unfortunately, some of the hikes that we want to do are going to be pretty snowed in, but we might try to find a hike at lower elevations later today. So it's a beautiful park. It's been a beautiful morning. The Thunder Knob Trail was a fun 3.5 mile hike with some incredible views along the way.
Could I believe in what my eyes cannot see? Or has the antidote to brokenness evaded me? Could I believe in what my ears have not heard?
A little roadside dining tonight with this kind of view. Not bad.
Even on the darkest nights, I know the sun will rise. I will trust the promise I cannot see with my eyes. Even when the clouds surround, I know the sun still shines. But when will it break through?
Our time in the North Cascades is coming to an end, unfortunately. What a beautiful location. You know, the photography conditions weren't ideal, but man, the mountains, the ruggedness, the scenery was spectacular. We really enjoyed it. We wish there were a few more hiking trails open. Being here later in the summer would be much more ideal, but we really enjoyed it. We're gonna head now into Seattle for a couple days to visit some friends and relax, and then we're off to Mount Rainier. Something that we're trying to remind ourselves of every single day is that each day that we have is a gift. We are feeling very blessed that we're able to do this adventure, and we don't want to lose sight of that. We want to see each day as a new opportunity and a gift that's been given to us, and to be good stewards of that. How could you look at today as a gift? How would you look at today differently if you had that mindset? Well, that's it for now. We'll see you on the road next time, and may God bless you.